I often come across some of my friends and clients who tell me that they find it really irritating to work with people who always make a lot of mistakes, and sometimes they couldn't control themselves giving comments or criticizing them, and it ends up having complications, and sometimes the situation are really tough. So what exactly we can do when we criticize a person, and how exactly one should criticize? If you really want to know more on this, please watch this video so that you can understand how to exactly we can really control ourselves while criticizing or facing criticism. I'll tell you a story. Once, one teacher in the final session of the semester was taking a class. He was writing down several equations, and purposely he wrote a wrong equation, and he just wanted to see the reaction of his students. Suddenly, one student got up and said, "Oh, that's a good one," and he just wanted to make a fun of his professor. Everybody was also laughing at this. Then the professor looked up to the student and said, "My son, I did this mistake to see what is the reaction, and I really wanted to show you what exactly the mistake you are doing. You wanted to criticize me, that's a good thing, but why you exactly criticize? Because you wanted to make me feel that I am making a mistake, and also to make you feel that you are having authority because you know that's a mistake." So most of the time what we do is, we actually, when we realize that others are making a mistake, we couldn't control ourselves making a comment. But we forget that the intention, how we want to make the comment. If we are making a comment just to help that person, we really have to understand the choice of language, the choice of words, how exactly we are going to use. It may happen that we might hurt that person whom we are trying to help. It is just because we are too much in a hurry to pass on our comment. It has been seen that 80% of the times when we actually try to criticize people, we end up making things more complicated. So next time, if you see somebody making mistake in front of you, try to understand the situation and go in a constructive approach. You will find that people are always busy in making comments, because human mind always have two kind of reaction. One is always when they are positive, when they really take things in a constructive way, and the second is when they are really trying to become reactive. You have to choose that which way you want to go. A good leader never always criticizes. A good leader observes the thing and realizes how he can set an example through which he can make him understand. The person who is making the mistake perhaps needs an example, perhaps need to get inspired. And that is how you can positively help that person. Sometimes criticism can be deep in the emotions, which can leave negative impact. So we have to understand that how to handle the emotions. We always get reactive whenever we see somebody is making mistake, and at times we get very much irritated. We tend to think that if we can point somebody's mistake, it is a big achievement. If you really want to help a person, you have to make that person realize what is his mistake and how that person can really overcome that mistake. And then only you can really work as a good leader, as a good manager, or as a good coach. So my friends, you have to understand that which way you want to go. You want to go in the active mode or a reactive mode. Active mode is how you actually choose the right words in making that person feel that how he could have done the work in a better way, how he could have improved in that particular aspect which you think is not the right way. And before you give your command, make sure that you really understand that what exactly made that person do in that way. If you see that the work can be done in a better way, you can come with some better example. Take some time, give some time so that the person can really understand. Make your communication more communicative and more absorbing. And then only you can see there is a constructive dialogue taking place. But if you think that you really want to go in the reactive mode, then you please don't ask me, because you would be going in a complicated manner where you will make some statement which sometimes could be half true. You might make some statements where the person will feel he is very much exhausted and frustrated, and it will end up having some complication. It has been seen that maximum time people are really getting disturbed by the manager because of this kind of criticism. A good leader always wants to set example in front of his followers. He always set an example by his own performance. If somebody makes a criticism, we should also be confident in taking the criticism. Now this is when you give criticism, but when you get criticism, so criticism comes when a person is really doing good. A person who never worked, who never tried, never get criticism. So next time, if somebody is criticizing you, you should think that you are definitely doing something and perhaps you are close to the success. Remember, people who really become successful are the criticized. If you are really getting criticized, that means you are going to be successful or already you are successful. So if you face criticism, there's nothing negative about it. Every successful men and women in this world have been criticized and will be criticized. So if you are getting criticized, start learning how to face criticism. You have to build your emotions in such a way that when people tell something about you, you should understand that you are perhaps not perfect for a particular reason. That's why they are giving you those comments. And you should take those criticism in a positive manner and improve yourself, give your performance so that those criticisms are actually taken positively. Remember, if you want to make a line shorter, you have to draw always a line bigger than that. And when you can do that, that small line will automatically become small. Same as the critics. If you can really give a good performance, if you can really prove your critics wrong by your good performance, that is how you draw the line bigger than the small line. And then your critics fall small in front of you. So this is what exactly is really required for every person to think, whether you are a manager, whether you are an executive, or you are just a leader of your company. You have to understand that how to handle the subject of criticism. Often it has been seen in a meeting when people are actually discussing on something, there comes some sudden comments. A good leader always waits for his turn. He listens carefully to others, and finally, when all of them are done, he makes a conclusion with a proper summary, with a proper statement and a conclusion. That is how a leader, a good manager should behave. In this video, my friend, I have basically discussed about criticism and how to receive criticism. I would come back for such interesting video on communication and dialogue in the upcoming videos. Till then, stay well, stay positive, and if you have still not subscribed my channel, please go down, subscribe the channel and click on the bell button to stay notified with such interesting and positive videos. Stay positive. Bye bye.